Christopher Lee, he played Count Dracula. Sorry, man. Count Dooku, yeah, he played Count Dooku, and my Nana, who's my grandma, my mom's mom, she was more of a mother to me than my own mom. I mean, it was kind of like, you know, mom says no, you just go and turn to Nana, you know what I mean? And don't even ask mom now, you know, just go to Nana. So she used to come on set with me, which I used to love because I used to be able to be outgoing. I used to get away with a little more. I used to be able to run around and be a little kid where my mom, she'd sit there, and even though how dark the place was, you'd still see these white beaming eyes staring at you like, you better stop messing up. I want to kick you up. You know, like, okay, I'm sorry, you know. I'd be messing around with Ewan McGregor, and then my mom, you know, I just see her piercing through that black robe, you know, and I'd be looking at you and like, dude, you don't realize I have to go home with her. You know, you just get the, you know, you gotta stop this right now. But, so I met, I just want to say Count Dracula, Count Dooku, and my Nana, she geeked out. She's, oh my God, sir, oh my God, do you know who that is? And I'm like, what? Some old man? I was like, no, it's Christopher Lee. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. She's like, no, you must take me over there and introduce me to him. I'm like, well, man, I haven't introduced myself. Like, all right, whatever. So I'm like, you want to meet him? Let's go. So we got up, we walked over there, and he's standing in this dark studio, tall, man, big presence. And I go over to him, hey, how you doing? I'm Daniel Logan, I'm playing BOBA FETT. He says, oh, you're doing a great job. I'm like, thank you very much. Well, this is my Nana. My Nana's sitting there like a little schoolgirl, you know, just like in love. Oh my God, I'm like, well, this is my Nana, you know, she thinks you're amazing, this and that. And he's like, oh, well, thank you. So we get to talking, and he goes, my boy, how many films have you done? And I'm like, well, I've done a couple, but this is my major one, you know, this is like the big one. Oh, very nice, very nice. Well, you're doing a great job. And I'm like, well, thanks. Well, how many films have you done? Oh, my boy, I've done over 200 films. And as a 13-year-old boy, you're like, oh my God, you're old. Looking back at me like, what'd you just say? I'm like, oh, what, like 50, 52? It went from this to, my boy, you just made my day. So I'm like, oh, what a lucky escape, you know? And that was really the only time I ever talked to him, actually. I don't think I would have done that after that. I told him, yeah, I kind of put my foot in my boot in my mouth. Hayden Christensen was fun. It was a good time. Just really down there, sweet guy. I mean, he's one of you guys, a Canadian, so he actually had flown from here to go to Australia to film, and what happened was, his manager had given him a Dreamcast from here, and I had told him, you guys' voltages are different to the voltages in Australia. So he's like, no, it's fine, it's got the same connection, I can just plug it right in and it's the same connection. Like, no, trust me, it's different. So I'm sitting like, well, you know what, I'm 13, what do I know? So I end up letting him plug it in. Well, before he plugs it in, he tells me, this is the first time I met him, he goes, hey kid, you know what, I got a gift for you, meet me in my room. So what the Mom, is this cool, you know, it's all right, you know, yeah, go ahead, son, go ahead, you know. All right. So I go in his room and he has this PlayStation with like 16 games. Well, I already had 2 PlayStations, but I figured another one, why not, you know, I just took it. I go, thanks, for free, cool. And I took the PlayStation, so he wanted to play that Dreamcast. So I'm like, no, well, you didn't listen, he plugs it in. As he plugs it in, turns it on, it's like, no lights, it blows up in his room, and it just starts smoking. Well, they had like the highest tech sprinkler alarms out there in the studio. So all the sprinklers just started going off in this small little area to save the building basically, but it was only a little Dreamcast. So I'm sitting there in my little outfit, and I only just got on set. I mean, I'm still in makeup, I got everything still on, and here he is, spraying down on me. I'm like, oh man, I'm in trouble now. So I ended up taking the PlayStation anyway. So what happened was, he ends up losing his Dreamcast, his PlayStation, and he ends up losing $250 because the fire department got caught out there, and they ended up charging him his fee. Well, what happened was, because that was my only costume that I had, because they figured, well, he's a clean little kid, he's not going to get dirty. They ended up having to make me another costume. So the poor wardrobe lady, all night that night, had to sit there and sew me another outfit overnight, which, you know, when you're working for Lucasfilm, you're always on, you know, there's always something you have to do. So the poor lady had to take her night to go make my outfit because my other outfit got drenched from the rain. Oh, I mean the sprinklers. So I sat there and I know how not to move. You know, like, okay, don't move. You know, put your arms up. We need to measure, whatever, this and that. Do last minute alterations. So I'm sitting there and she's like, poke. I'm like, oh. And she's like, don't move. I'm like, I didn't move. Poke, oh. Don't move. I told you not to. I'm not moving. I didn't move. I'm standing there like stiff as heck. You know, like I'm not moving. Ow, ow, ow. And I told you stop moving. I'm not moving. You know. But now I just figured out. Well, I probably would have poked me a couple of times too if I lost all that sleep. You know. So don't mess with your makeup and don't mess with your wardrobe people. You know, there are two people you want to be on your good side. It's kind of like at home. I'm always good with my mailman, the people who bring me my news, and my trash guy, the guy who takes out my trash. Two people you have to be on. You know, gotta help them out a little. They'll help you out in the long run. So then I got that new outfit, and then they figured, oh man, he's just like every other 13-year-old kid. So when I did the rain scene, I didn't have anything to protect the costume. So George just basically came up with in seconds. Well, we got a piece of leather back there that we ain't using from Jungle Fit's outfit. Cut a hole in the middle of it and shove it over his head. It would be a poncho. So that's where that black poncho came from. Literally just me messed up and ruined the costume. So to be protected and make sure we didn't do it again, he shoved the poncho over me, which ended up becoming it made that character define even more in the rain, because if I would have put on like a raincoat or something like that, it wouldn't have been the same. But the fact that even a small little piece of leather like that with a hole in the middle shoved over my head created the costume, and it's just small little thoughts like that will change, a scene in a dramatic way. Ewan McGregor was my best friend on set. Ewan and I were just like two peas in a pod. I mean, he was the coolest guy on set. I mean, just most down to earth. From the first time I met him when I did my first scene where him and Tony would come to the house, I opened the door and I had to do that funny face. Well, what happened was, George Lucas ended up trying to tell me, I was going to say tell this kid, tell me, that I want you to do a face like a suspicious person who's come to your house. I couldn't get the face right. All these weird faces. So I ended up asking him, George, so what, do you want a face like if a police officer comes to my house? Like for one of my brothers or something like that? He's like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? He's like, no, I don't. I know I don't want that face, Like, oh yeah, that's good. Just told him my brother said the police coming for him all the time, And look what I have working for me now, But I couldn't get that face. So Ewan just told me, Danny, do a face like I did a very smelly fart. Can you do that? I'm like, yeah, I can do that, no problem. So I did. I'm like, but as I'm doing it, my nostrils move like I'm smelling the fart at the same time. But because it's so close up on my face, you can see every movement from my eyebrow moves to everything. So everyone just starts bursting out laughing, and George goes, cut. He's like, oh my God, come over here, Daniel, come over. So he shows me the monitor. So as I'm looking, he's like, look at this. I'm like, well, isn't that the face you wanted? So he rewinds it back, puts it play, and then he slows it down a little, and he's like, all right, I love the face, but just watch the nostrils. So as it got on slow-mo, you just see my nostrils like, trying to smell it, He's like, I love it all, just without the nostrils. Everything besides the nostrils. So like for 9 takes after that, I'm just sitting there like, and then as I'm getting the face, Ewan would come in like, and we would burst out laughing. And this was one of the times where I was telling you my mom was in the room, and I could just feel the heat sensing come from her eyes, and like, although I was having a bunch of fun with you, and I kept looking over at my mom like, like, I was always a little nervous because I knew, man, I got to go home with her, So,